It's terrifying and really sad, but I know she needs me as a friend more than she needs me to voice my opinion. That's also very powerful. My new boyfriend is my ex-husband's cousin. Oh my God. That almost killed me. My friends' husbands? No, I'm not on your side, buddy. Ooh, some of you guys send me the longest text and I love it. I live for a long text. I struggled hard with this, but I told one of my dear friends about my concerns about her marriage after visiting them for a weekend and listening to him, one, complain about her behind her back and to her face. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. My friends' husbands, boyfriends, any of my straight friends, partners, no. I'm not on your side, buddy. No. You don't complain to me about my friend. You are allowed to worship my friends. You are allowed to tell me how grateful you are that she is with you. You are allowed to compliment her. I'm not going to conspire with you to talk crap about my friend. Absolutely not. Okay. 2, yell at her in front of us. Absolutely not. No. 3, be completely uptight and mean to their toddler son. I hate this guy. 4, generally be a dick for a full 24 hours. It was so bad we left early. I emailed my concerns to her to give her the chance to process it or ignore it if she needed to, or call or say in person. I told her something like she could ignore it or could yell at me for saying it because I knew it wasn't my business, but after what I saw, I worried that if it was that bad right in front of us, it may be worse behind closed doors. Turns out many other friends were also worried. Some had said something, but others didn't because they hadn't known her for as long as I had, so they didn't think they could say anything. Long story short, she's divorced now! Yay! And so much happier for it. This text message took me on a journey. It took a long time, but because I said something, we could talk openly about it, and I think that really helped her to eventually get into therapy. He continues to blame me for the end of their marriage for saying something, but I have zero regrets for saying anything. Still hate that. Me too. Also, this kind of guy is going to be like, and our marriage would have survived if your friend hadn't noticed that I was an absolute jerk to you and our child. He was in a happy marriage, so he assumed that the marriage was happy. Absolutely not. You're a really good friend. I'm really glad it worked out. I'm glad she listened. I'm glad she was receptive to it. I'm glad other people stood up to it. And all of that is abuse. It is abusive to scream at somebody, to belittle them, to belittle your child. Absolutely not. You're a good friend. I wanted to give you some advice on what not to do if you don't like someone's partner. I was married to my high school sweetheart. I loved him more than anything. We were together for almost 19 years and had the most amazing daughter together. Over time, he started to change. He became miserable and was unable to be kind to me. I didn't realize how bad it was because I didn't have anything to compare it to. I was with him since I was 15. When our daughter was 3, she started scolding him for being mean to me, and I knew it was time to end it. I needed her to see an example of healthy love, and this wasn't it. My parents and family had all witnessed his treatment of me. They knew what it was like on the surface, but not the whole scope of what my life was. You can never fully understand something you haven't experienced. After years of telling him I couldn't live like this anymore, I finally told him I wanted a divorce. He asked for a week to prove to me that he could be nice to me, and he only lasted 2 days before berating me for not knowing how to properly drive a backhoe? As if everyone is born knowing how to do that. I told him I was done. Truthfully, I was done years before this moment, but now I was making it a reality. Admittedly, quickly after this, I extremely unexpectedly found myself in a new relationship with someone who treated me like I deserved to be treated. It opened my eyes to what love is supposed to be like. I felt respected and loved and protected, not like a nuisance or an embarrassment. My daughter told me that I was laughing again. My spark was back and I was finally thriving, not just surviving. Here's the kicker. My new boyfriend is my ex-husband's cousin. Oh my God. That almost killed me. Girl, you tossed that plot twist in like it was nothing. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Wow. Amazing. Thanks for Asking is a podcast about life, about all kinds of things. We take listener calls, we read books, we do all kinds of stuff because life is complicated and so are people. You can get full episodes of Thanks for Asking on my Substack, which is linked in the description. I've unfortunately hated my best friend's husband since they started dating when we were all freshmen in college. We are all in our 30s now. He has never been a good partner, and she unfortunately reacts very poorly whenever it has come up. She didn't speak to me for 6 months after we graduated because I voiced how he wasn't a good partner. She fired a therapist after 2 sessions when they told her she needed an exit plan. Yikes. They just had a baby and all signs point to him not being a good father, and unfortunately all I can do to retain the friendship is be there for her. Other people over the years have voiced concerns and she immediately shuts down and stops communication with them. It's terrifying and really sad, but I know she needs me as a friend more than she needs me to voice my opinion. That's also very powerful. You got to be there so that when they're ready, they can hear it, because not everyone is ready to hear it. And I do think sometimes people know and they're waiting for you to notice. And sometimes people know and they're just waiting for the moment that they can say it, because acknowledging that you made a wrong choice or you are in a situation that is not right for you is so difficult. And it gets more difficult the older we get, when the stakes get higher, when there are kids involved, when you are married, not because marriage is magical, but because marriage is a legally binding contract, and because when the situation is unsafe, it's unsafe. It can be very unsafe to simply leave. It can be unsafe to tell people the truth. It is very, very complicated. And it's excruciating. It's excruciating. A dear friend of 15 years was dating this absolutely horrid man since 2017. When they first got together, a few group hangouts into it, me and several other mutual friends got together and staged a sort of intervention. We told her how wrong he was for her and that she was pretty clearly settling for him, as she had not had a lot of positive dating experiences. He very obviously love-bombed her early and often, and she got sucked in. Meanwhile, he said demeaning things about her profession to me, another straight man, which unfortunately at that time I did not have the vocabulary and skills to rebuff effectively. Anyhow, she did not listen and got sucked further in and ended up moving in with him in 2019, just in time for COVID lockdowns, which completed her isolation. Then they got engaged. Then, about a year ago, he walked out on her and admitted to a years-long affair with another woman. The most heartbreaking thing was how much she apologized to her friends for not listening and being sucked into the relationship, when that is not the issue at all. I wish I could have gone back and put up more of a fuss, gone to fight back against his BS instead of taking a back seat and thinking, well, her choice, we tried. Because yeah, we tried, but definitely could have tried harder. So that's the gist, I guess. Don't give up when your friends are dating a walking red flag. You're right. Don't give up. Don't give up. I think making sure people know that you are there for them when they are ready is vital. That's really good advice. Answering a question about how or when to say you hate your friend's partner. I see how hard it is to put your friendship at risk. It is sensitive for sure, but I was with my ex-husband for 9.5 years, only married for 2, and at no point did anyone directly tell me I could do better and that I should leave. Never mind the fact that he was an abusive narcissist and the red flags were rampant looking back now. I didn't see it until it was such a dangerous, horrific situation I had to get out, but I felt like I was in a cult of him. After I left, one by one, every person in my life who loves me and was paying attention told me some version of, I never liked him, or I always knew you could do better. And while I know it's no one else's job, I have wondered since then if someone would have really directly told me if it could have saved me from divorce and so much pain. And therein lies the issue. We literally do not know what we don't know, and we can only live at the speed of life and no faster. And that sucks. That really, really sucks. That was a little excerpt from Thanks for Asking. If you want full episodes, audio and video, you can go to the link in our description.